to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Today we're talking about that awkward magic. I love this webtoon, and obviously you can tell by looking at it, it is BL, and it is technically a young adult. I think it is what it's labeled as. And I should say this now. I really should say this with like any webtoon like I do. I know nothing about the author. Like I don't know anything about that. So if there's like any like, oh, this author did this and like they did that, I have no idea about it. Unless I specifically go looking for it or someone tells me. I have no idea. Okay? So put that out there in case I don't know something. Maybe nothing comes from it. I don't know. But just in case. But that awkward magic is about Ansel and Evan. Evan being like the stereotypical kind of popular, like he's what is he? Captain, actually. He's captain of his team, like baseball team. And also, really isn't. He's overlooked. He's not so much, you know, he's just kind of fades into the crowd. Evan has never noticed him. Ansel obviously has noticed Evan because, of course, we gotta do that trope. So, Ansel and Evan, their whole kind of relationship starts because they're fake dating. Because it's Evan running away from Allison, who was his girlfriend and, ex. So he was running away from his problems with her. Because I guess he kind of got freaked out for a bit, right? So he's running away from it. They end up in a closet, and then obviously Allison kind of opens the closet because it's like, of course you're in there. And he's in there with Ansel, completely by accident, by the way. And misunderstandings happen, and Evan just kind of rolls with it. He's like, yes, yep, this is my boyfriend, definitely. And I was, he's like, why would I go along with it? I mean, he's always kind of like Evan, so why wouldn't he really go along with it? But it is like, why, he just kind of, he's a sucker. Like, why wouldn't it's a chance to kind of be close to Evan, even if it's not in a way that he kind of wants to be, which is fake dating. So now he's like, oh, well, now I gotta like not like share my feelings with him. And then one thing kind of leads to another, and a secret of like Ansel, which is Ansel has magic, and then Evan kind of becomes a sort of container for half of Ansel's magic. So Evan's like his familiar in this. So, but his magic is easier to like deal with and kind of control in this situation now that Ansel has, or not Ansel, Evan has half his magic. But now the rest of school, they do have to keep up that they're dating, even though no, they're not. It's during like a party where they're all kind of together. I mean, separate like almost immediately because again, Evan's really popular. So, but Ansel gets kind of sucked into like a game, and he's like having his own type of fun. And so they're Evan and Jason, who is Evan's best friend, like they're used to this, right? And Evan or Ansel has never really been invited to parties because again, falls into the background. But it's at a party where Ansel is like, or Evan is like faking, like he's gonna say it, like he's gonna tell her the truth, Allison, right? Until he doesn't, because it's like, first off, where did you even get this picture? You know what? Why do you have this? It's like, oh, good picture. Like, it's disabled. I've got plenty more. What does that mean? Why? Allison is like pretty intense when it comes to those she cares about and who she loves, right? So that's kind of, it's like the drive, like the passion for it, like where she's how, to the point of like, I mean, yeah, she's real passionate, so she's crazy. But, he thinks about it, but he's like, he backs out so quickly. He's like, you know what, I'm super gay, I've got nothing, I'm super gay, change my mind. So while that's going on, where he backs out, Ansel's over here having a great time. He's drunk, obviously, but he's having a great because he got sucked into a game of beer pong. And it's like he's doing great. Like you're natural. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not the magic that's helping him win this right now. He's drunk immediately. Also immediately because Allison gave him surprise punch, which is alcohol, right? Okay. So he's immediately drunk and then he starts taking jello shots. And it's like, oh god. And then we're kind of running into this is Aaron, who's Allison's cousin. And he's a bit older. But he's he's immediately like, all right, I think we're done here. Thank you. But this is where he kind of confesses to, because he's drunk, right? So this is where he confesses to Aaron and why he is kind of like so involved, because also drunkenly confesses like none of their relationship is real and that it's all one big thing for him to hide behind because he didn't want to deal with Allison's problems. So that's true. It's like, yeah, it's not great. I promise I wouldn't fall in love with him. We're friends now, so that's fine. Because that's all that also really wants. Even if it's like, he doesn't want to drive Evan away, even though he does want more. And so, like, he does want more from Evan. But he wouldn't ask that of him. Because he knows, well, first off, we all know how Evan is. He wouldn't take it well. But it's like, this is all that Evan can really give him. But this is also kind of where Aaron starts to pay like real attention. I mean, he kind of knows him before. But this is really where, because the situation that he's in too. It's like, oh, and how Ansel is kind of being, so hard on himself because it's like, of course, you never noticed me like like how I am and everything. It's like, I mean, no. After that, Ansel immediately kind of falls into a pool, right? Because he gets really flustered easily. So him talking to Aaron, like, and Aaron being really cute, and also saying like, "Oh, you're like I thought people like you. You're really sweet." He trips and falls into a pool because of what he says, and Aaron takes him aside. It's like, "Okay, I'll get you a towel," and this is him, right? Because Evan's also looking for him. It's like, you seen him? He's drowning in sorrows right now. He'll be fine. like, it's like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm fine. And also then Aaron comes and he's like, oh god. And this is where obviously he's kind of starting to be like, okay, like he's annoyed. He's like annoyed by Aaron. He's like, it's fine. It's like, oh, we haven't been like introduced. It's like Allison comes in. It's like, Fletcher, he told, which I don't think at this point Evan really, at this point, like he totally got you too, like great, right? But I don't think Evan really knows like how much that means of like told him everything immediately because he's stupidly drunk, and then also, oh my god, let's be honest, his marriage is going out of control, so he's not very clear in the best headspace. At this point, they're kind of going back and forth, and they're like kind of arguing. It's like, you could have got this discovery because like, why'd you let him kiss you? It's like, well, why'd you let those girls hang all over you? It's like, so because the whole school could find out that they were lying, and I mean, obviously, spoiler. Not that it's just, oh my god, fake dating turned to a real relationship. It's never happened before, so. But he does ask about Aaron's, like he seemed worried. It's like, might have told him about the relationship. And so he's like, why would you do that? Because it's like, it's obviously something like he's supposed to believe. But Aaron, or Ansel, is, you know, why would he, like, he never outright says or anything, but he's always liked Evan. Evan's just never noticed him, ever. Evan starts helping Ansel with, his magic and I guess these are like we call like tests and trials. There we go. He would help him like with his tests and trials, which makes sense. The only one that really kind of knows about his magic, and also having half his magic in him, so works out. He's basically a container, so makes sense. And also got like a little bit of punishment too. So now he's got like ears and a tail, which is why he's wearing like Evan's clothes. But one of their tests is to, successfully make a love potion. Okay, great, fine. Obviously, to kill a love potion, a kiss, which, Evan's like, that's not that big of a deal. And also it's kind of like, obviously, it is to me. So he's like dumping it out, like putting it in. It's like, it is to me, like a big deal, right? And then, unfortunately, they end up running into each other, him and Aaron, and so and first off, uh full display right there, ears, tail. It's like, oh, just something I do. But he ends up taking. I mean, you can obviously see where this is going. He ends up taking the bottle, which may or may not. It isn't his. But they also have to, take a survey with Aaron. So they're like, oh yeah, do that. After this. So obviously, when Evan does drink from that bottle, it's like, which is established chapters earlier. I just skipped over it for this one, but Aaron, has like he's the same bottle and everything, a bit of a drinking problem. So that's what's in here. So it's like, oh, he feels like, oh yeah, he feels real different right now. He feels real different. He don't look very good. Oh, he straight chugged it. So, you know what? Everything's beautiful to him. Obviously, they're thinking it worked because he's always saying, like, oh, you look cute, like, which is something Evan might think. Sure. He'll never say it out loud, though. But now he has no filter. So, of course, you can't tell. So it's like, oh, yeah, at least it worked, definitely. It's like, so now he's like, well, now we did everything, and now we can take the survey. Obviously, that doesn't really end up happening right away, because, of course, they end up kissing, which, because also can't, like, he tried not to, right? He can't help himself, though. He gave in eventually to Evan. So they end up kissing. It's like, well, there goes that. I guess we'll just lie. I mean, not that they weren't already doing that for the survey, but sure. And then they're like, but Evan's kind of still the same, so it's like, oh no, it did not work. And then, obviously, guess who comes in? Aaron. And he also just so happens to be the first person he sees. And so now, uh-oh, uh-oh. Now he's like, I love you, like, he's like, I love you, marry me, like, and also is like, I don't, right? But this is where he starts to put together because, he says it's like different. It's like, maybe it was too much vodka. It's like, where would you get vodka? Like, what are we talking about? It's like, yeah, you want some? And so it's in the exact same bottle. It's like, oh, shit. Evan is literally just drunk and he's not like in love with him. So this is where the truth kind of comes out. I mean, just a bit from Evan, because he had lied to us about something, right? So obviously it's like, what's up? It's like, oh, you're drunk. You're not. But this is where it's like, you drink a bottle of vodka. It's like, what? I just drink what you gave me. It's like, how do you? And this is where he's like, how do you not recognize taste of alcohol, right? It's like, I never taste alcohol before. It's like, you said you're drunk the night you gave me a hickey, right? Because during the night at the party, he had lied and said he was drunk, right? Because also he was actually drunk. He didn't remember anything. So, and Evan just lied and said that he was. I didn't drink. So this is like, so everything he even said when he was drunk is not like he was like compelled to say any of those things. That was just stuff that he said on his own. And so Ansel's like, what the fuck? Why? It's like, because it's confusing on one hand, you're like, oh, it's just a fake relationship. And on the other hand, you're drunk and you're saying all this. It's like, oh, so what do we really feel? To end the spell, obviously, they need a kiss, right? And so Ansel is just like, okay, I'll just have to give him a kiss. No big deal. Really fine, definitely. And Evan is running out of ideas. He calls in Jason. He's like, Jason, I'm gonna need something from you. I mean, he called in Allison too. He's like, I'm gonna need something. But he called in Jason. He's like, I'm gonna need something for you. It's like, okay, so do you want a frog for? And so immediately, it's like, Charlotte, because like, yeah, don't worry about that. And so he has the frog with him. And I feel like this is some sort of animal abuse. I don't know what we're doing. If I chucks that shit, Penelope might not be alive after this. And so instead of, his grandma, he's calling his Nana because she's also a witch, but truly find out and now it's over. It's like a super weird. So he has no idea what's going on. And also, rip Penelope. That girl, that frog is I mean, seems fine, but now everything. I mean, not that everything's because Aaron kind of like he was like I tried kissing. So like, he remembers clearly of him proposing and everything he kind of did. And Allison, because Evan had called Allison, he's like, I got an idea, right? Or also was out talking on the phone to his Nana to see, okay, you figure out a solution. He called him back up. He got into Allison. It's like, he's drunk again. Don't listen to what he's saying right now. He's just drunk. And so she's like, I can't believe like you're drunk again. And so it is like you gotta feel bad. Like I'm sorry, Penelope. You're not a princess trapped in time, but so why do you even? Yeah, okay. I mean, like, why do you have Penelope? I do like how after though it's so clear like Evan and Aaron just they do not like each other. I feel like they kind of tolerate each other, right? They don't like each other, and then kind of later just tolerate each other. Like they still even they're like, I kind of still don't like you, right? Because like even now, where Aaron is like confronting him, which oh my god, chapter 17 is so. But it's like he asked about it because the fake relationship. He hasn't asked about it up to this point because like he's kept it for Ansel. He's kept it secret. But he just like has to know. It's like, are you? Because like he kind of does. Like even before like the whole love spell thing, which also thinks is why Aaron likes him. Nah, it's not. But are you black? So that's why he's thinking, are you blackmailing him? Like, because he's like, are you? I like how it's like, you had a sweet girl. And it's like, Allison's your cousin. You know how absolutely insane she is. But he's still like, this is absolutely why he doesn't really like Evan because it's like to him because again nothing he doesn't know anything about the whole magic thing. So to him it really does look like Evan's just kind of leading Ansel on and giving him like false hope because, he doesn't know anything about the magic. And that really, I mean, they are kind of friends outside of that, right? And the whole fake relationship thing. They are, right? It's just that Ansel doesn't really, he gets in his own head and he really doesn't want to ruin that because, like, he really does like him. But still, like, are you like, that's not your business. Like, because he does like Ansel, but it's still, to him, it looks like Evan's just kind of being a dick and just kind of giving him false hope that they could ever be together in any type of way when really there is no chance at all. And he makes it very clear, obviously, that he's only doing this by keeping a secret and like being there for Ansel. He's only doing any of this for Ansel because like he really does not care for Evan at all or any of his feelings. Evan ends up going over to Ansel's house because they have a project to do. And then it's going great, fine, right? And then this is where we learn a bit more backstory about Ansel and like how his family is and like the kind of situation. It's not like a bad situation or anything. It's just like he's got like what, 4, 5 sisters, and he's the only son. He's the youngest, but he's the only son, and so that's why his father is so like he doesn't approve, right? Because like, oh, his only son is now gay. Like, yep, there it is. And so his father really doesn't approve at all. And he's spilling his drink on Evan. And so he gets him a change of clothes. But then his father comes home and obviously they're home alone. And that really isn't a good look because he knows it's not great. But then something else kind of happens. And I'm not. I mean, I'm not gonna show it if you want to see it. You have to read it to find out. But Ansel's magic ends up kind of maybe going out of control. He doesn't know it though. Like he's kind of unknowing, like that it went out of control. But so Evan's kind of hallucinating a bit because the magic made him, and so he's like, "What the fuck just happened?" He's like, "What is that?" And obviously also no idea what he's talking about because that wasn't. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about right now because you know it was his magic and it might have went a bit out of control for a bit. Making out for a bit, and then this is where the doubt kind of really starts to get to Evan because it's like, oh, because he makes a joke. It's like, oh, maybe my magic's finally got to you. He's like, maybe, and then he kind of thinks about it. He's like, oh my god, did you like? Because he's kind of like partly in denial about it because he's never felt such intense feelings for anyone, and now he's suddenly kind of feeling them for Ansel, and it's like, did you? It's like, no, I was joking. What? You were the one. He's like, but how do you think? Like the way I think of you, it's like, what are we talking about? I have fantasies about you. It's like, what? Like, I ain't gonna say Allison's cousin. Not even a call married either. Just Allison's cousin. Not even a name, but like as he's swaying it, it's so clear to like anyone who would ever like listen. It's just like, yeah, guy, it sounds like you really like him. That's it. But Evan is like, because he's never acted like this before. He's never acted this way, so it's so foreign to him. Like he doesn't know what to do with himself. They end up going back and forth to the point where like they really do have like a fight about it, right? Because it's like, yeah, dude, it sounds like you like me, like you're in love with me. It's like, no, I'm not like you. Like I'm not like I've never felt like I was like, because he doesn't know what to do with himself. He doesn't felt these intense feelings. It's like, well, I mean, but Evan or not Evan, Ansel. I don't know why I'm using so much. Ansel, like, kind of at this point gets so fed up, like obviously because he's like Evan since for like a year, like a long time, right? And I know, but I thought, and I'm sorry, right? And so this is where he starts getting kind of like a little, like he thinks back on his words, like, what if he really does on you? It's like, what? No. It's like, now it's happening, so now what are you gonna do? And then Ansel just like, it's like, I wrote the letter. It's like, because in the beginning, they kind of like, oh, that anonymous letter that like, before they broke up, like they're having a fight about. It's like, oh, it's like, he wrote, he wrote that. It's like, it wasn't right. It's like, I just assumed. It's like, yeah. It's like, ooh, like he really, like, this isn't like, oh, it's just out of nowhere something. Like, he's not confused. This really is, like, also really liked him since the beginning. But now, because I've been kind of saying this and saying so much of, like, no, it has to be romantic or it has to be, like, him being, like, denying it so much also kind of becomes, like, it's so sad. Because he's like, you know what? Oh, you're right. It's like, you're probably right. Like, I think so much. It's like, ooh. And then it's like, yeah, I'm, just not realizing. It's like, well, no. I mean, it's not also someone like you. It's like, I didn't say it. It's like, you kind of did say it, though. I don't. Like, you literally said, like, I didn't even notice you before. It's like, and that's true. You didn't, but Jesus Christ didn't say that. It's like, or someone, like, heard about it. It's like, and he wants, like, he so clearly wants to fix it, but he doesn't, like, it's so uncomfortable for him to be vulnerable. Like, so he's like, oh, like, and he's reminding him of the magic, and he's like, I don't know what to do myself. He's like, so he hesitates. And that kind of starts their run of their little breakup period. And they do really, they really do kind of break up. Not that they were ever in a relationship, but they kind of, okay, so this is, after that point, they kind of break up from each other, right, and take a break from each other. And after that, you have a little makeup period because, oh my god, they get dragged into a trial, like another test, and it's so, like, alright, so he's the Prince Charming, coming to save, and, she's under pressure, he's familiar. He's not familiar, unimportant, but, go with the lie. And Evan is, well, he's the Prince Charming. Evan, I guess technically Prince still, but so they're, coming to save him because he's in a tower. And so now, this is, I mean, what a way to make up. It's like, I'll come save you. So what a way to make up after this trial. So this is the point where they're now, like, broken up. Like, they're completely fine with each other now and they're friends, like, and they're friends and continue on. But they're no longer going with the lie of, like, yeah, we're dating. So I guess they kind of are still going with the lie that they dated and now they broke up, but still, they're not in a fake relationship anymore. They are just now only friends. So now, here they are at the movies with the others. And, oh, no. It's going somewhat fine until it doesn't. And of course, Aaron's there too, and he's like, Allison, the number one shipper of them too, I should say, number one supporter. She's like, don't worry, like, I didn't tell them about her breakups in case you guys like, oh, that's so nice. Like, I don't think. And then Jason's immediately like, yo, they broke up. Cheer for that. Like, this is Evan's best friend, like, and he loves Evan. But at the same time, he's like, Evan, you need to shut up sometimes. He's like, yo, they broke up. He's single now. You heard about that? Why did you do that? And of course, even now they're like broken up. Like, no more pretending or anything. No more false hope. Evan is still, he's not the happiest person. Like, he's still upset. Like, he hates it. I don't know why he did that, knowing his magic goes out of control. But he decides that's the move I'll make. Okay, sir. real nice, but it is the moment where it's like, ugh. But even Jason has to be like, because he asks, like, why did you even, it's like, it's like, why did you tell him that they broke up? It's like, he was the only one who didn't know about it. So, misunderstandings in the group and be fine. And obviously, because things have changed, that Evan is like, I don't want to say in denial about it. He's just like, hasn't acknowledged it, even though it's like, you are one big ass group of friends. It is not just the two of you anymore. And you can't have Ansel to yourself. Like, you can't, like, you're not a big relationship anymore. You can't have him all to yourself. He's your friend. So he should be allowed to go and date whoever he wants. And like Jason's like, he's very, which I will give Jason. Like, he's like, friendship is very important to me. It's like, so he does tell like Evan honestly, like, don't play with Ansel's feelings like that. Like, take it seriously. It's like, so I'm, you know what? I love Jason for that. He's like, and then quickly back to, you want to share the popcorn? It's after a serious conversation. Now, after watching the whole like movie, right, scary movie, Ansel doesn't have, okay, I mean, his magic, he doesn't have the greatest control over it, but also reacts heavily to like how he's feeling, like, in his emotions. So he's terrified and really grumpy, and it's thundering raining outside. And so obviously, lights are out and everything, and so he's terrified. And he's losing control a little bit, and so power went out, things start going down a little bit, and the elevator completely just falls. Because everything's reacting to his magic. And so like the last thing he ever sees is just like his terrified face, and he's like, oh no. And like they're both traumatized by this event, because it's like, because Hansel's like, oh no. Like, I mean, Evan's kind of over it, like, he doesn't even care anymore, but also like he can never get over it. He's like, I caused this. Me and my magic caused this. He's like, I did this. So that brings on the idea that Hansel has to protect Evan from himself because he feels like, I'm gonna get him like really hurt. So he ends up telling me to meet with him, and it's like, Evan's another one, because he's not telling him anything. Obviously, it's like, oh, I made you an amulet for protection. Oh, from what? Myself. Because it's like, don't worry about that. You are absolutely gonna be able to go nowhere near him because of it. It immediately takes effect and starts like pushing him away. And they have like a whole argument about this, because Evan's like, what the fuck? Like, why would you even do this? I don't need protection. These aren't your, like, and because like these aren't your real feelings. Like, because again, Evan has kind of said this and put the idea in his head that like it's all his magic. Evan doesn't really feel these things for him. And it's like, it's not supposed to you. And so Evan's like, what are you talking about? No, this isn't, like, I don't want this, right? But when he's finally, like, pushed on so far enough, this is where he's like, okay, I get it. Like, it's my fault. Like, this is happening. It's like, because I'm clearly, like, yeah, and he did say that. He did say, like, it has to be your magic. It's like, so, this is, like, the one where he's, like, really honest, too. He's like, I said those things to you that, so that I wouldn't accept how I felt. It's like, I behaved badly. I knew you had things for you, and I took advantage of that, which some of the air says, like, I don't know. I'm desperate and I need you. It's like, but he also doesn't want him to say it, because he feels like this is, he'll only get him hurt. So he can't bring himself to really heal those words. But this is basically the start of like their whole little divorce era, and he is like miserable throughout it. He can't. He's like he's so depressed throughout the entire thing. He hates it. Simon clearly doesn't take him as well. He's like so he's a mess. So he does end up going to get help from Ansel's grandmother, right? She's also a witch, and so he ends up going to her. And she does give him something, which is a potion, like, because he really wanted to see him. And it makes him, like, invisible, and I guess it kind of, like, negates the spell somehow. So he ends up, like, obviously Ansel can't see him. And, I mean, he can kind of sense him when he focuses on his magic, but he's not really focusing on that right now. So he ends up following Ansel because he leaves with Aaron. So he's like, where are you going? And so he ends up causing because they're in his apartment and they're causing some, and he's causing so many problems. And at first Ansel's like, oh no, is this me? Am I doing this? Like he's really freaking out, thinking I'm losing control of myself again. It's my magic. It's not. It's called Evan, and he's not happy with how close they are. You can see because it's like obviously he's right there. He's about to bash him in the. It's like I'm sorry when we go to committing murder. What happened to knocking things over? Also, like halfway tries to convince himself he's like insane. He's like, no, he can't get to me because like the magic and everything. And then there he is, and he's like, why can't I see you? What's happening right now? He's like, and he's like, you did push him away. It's like, what are we talking about? And he's like, you followed me. So it's like, so it wasn't me, which is a relief, but also like, dude, he thought he was like, he was the one causing it. So he kind of uses the magic to see him. He's like, it's like, what's wrong with you, dude? Are you insane? After like a brief argument, which is, them going back and forth about the spell and about Evan's like true feelings and how he never noticed him for like a year. Like in a year they shared classes too. And Ansel's dad coming in because he's like, I heard a boy, like where, like after a little brief conversation with him, which got a little bit physical at the end, he slapped him, which unfortunate, but so their fights kind of taken out now, so they're all kind of so now they're just laying in bed. It's like I'm still mad at you. So now they've calmed down pretty much, right? It's like especially after everything, and then this is the point where like he even like he asks us like this is where he finds out this is why he goes to Aaron so much, right? It's like why didn't you tell your problems to your dad? It's like it's kind of embarrassing. It's like you're the one she ashamed. But, Ansel doesn't really want someone who's like a good listener or someone who wants to like solve problems. He wants someone who can like relate and understand, which Aaron can. Oh, because Evan's got loving parents. So it's, it doesn't really work the same. Then the spell gets brought up again, obviously, and it's like, I want you to remove it. And he's like, I don't know, right? So obviously he's not looking forward to it, but he does tell him the truth, right? Instead of just coming, which is part of the truth of why he doesn't, doesn't want him to get hurt. But it's also because, his, I forgot her name now, but the person, like, she's giving him the tests and the trials because that's kind of like her punishment because she told her boyfriend she's a witch and then he went insane. So, in the committee, that's not great if they find out. And obviously, it's like, I think we gotta skip past that part. So by the end, they do talk about it, and they kind of talk it out. And so, also does end up removing the spell, not right away, but he does end up removing it though. Okay, but this has to be like hands down like my favorite, one of my favorite moments where like he's telling Jason, obviously chop out parts of magic, but he's telling what happened. So it's like, so would you like, and they're arguing, and it's like like he judged me that way, it's weird, whatever, right? And Jason's so honest, she's like, yeah, you would have ignored him. It's like, what? Don't take his side. It's like he judged without knowing me. Yeah, but he judged accurately. Oh my. Like it's just like, yeah, but it was accurate, wasn't it? But when they're all kind of later invited to like a wedding and they're all there, this is when, after everything, he finally does remove the spell and they're finally back together again after the spell. And it's so, like, I missed you, like, that whole thing. So, like, now they're officially back together. And they already were, just the spell was keeping them apart. But now that he finally removed it, now they're definitely back together. And he's, like, never again, ever doing this. Ever again. There's definitely a lot more of this, obviously. And I highly recommend. I would like for you to go check it out and to read it because it's so I love it. It's so good. But that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, bye.